Good morning, guys. Good morning. Oh, my audio was on. Sorry about the feedback. I still hear myself. Sorry, guys. It's been a while since I've done this. Do you hear me twice or no? All right, so there's a lot to talk about today, of course. One thing being that obviously Apex rolled out some changes that we got to discuss. I've been very busy over the weekend, and catching up on everything was not simple. Luckily, I was driving a lot. From gigs and also to the track. So I was able to kind of consume as much as I could and kind of hold on, guys. Let me just pull up the P&L. But yeah, I was kind of able to consume enough to understand the changes. And we're going to talk about all of it. Obviously, some of it is good, some of it is questionable. But now there's going to be my opinion, and there's going to be also facts, right? So there's going to be facts and opinion, and we're just going to talk about everything. So should be, let's see, it's 9:02. All right, let me just check. Make sure I'm on the right account. Should we go back to micros? I was able to trade yesterday, and I took the trade yesterday. I could show you the trade from yesterday here. This was the trade from yesterday. 15-minute opening range trade. Got my 40 ticks, and that was it. So I did it from the track, so that was pretty cool. We'll talk about the track day itself as well. Have an interesting story from it. And then, but let's dive into some of the Apex changes in a second. The only thing is I want to let more people join in before we start talking about it, because if I start talking about it now, then I'm going to have to repeat myself 10 times, So, we don't want to do that. How did I pass my 250K accounts? I was scalping like crazy. I actually did it on stream, a bunch of it. I was scalping, I think, 5 contracts, maybe 10 ticks, something like that. I got some bigger winners as well on it. Like if the scalp didn't work out right away, I would add, and then when it did work, bounced. It was actually very smooth trading, but they're hard to pass. And now with the new changes with Apex, I don't even recommend the 250K accounts anymore. Start on Apex discussion after 9:30? No. Well, we could dive back into it, but from 9:30 to around 10:15, I'm trading and not talking about Apex as much as I can. And then after my 15-minute opening range trade, I am done trading for the day, and then we're just gonna discuss. I'm not gonna trade anymore. Yesterday it felt so good. Hit one trade, be done, and that's how I made my most money in trading. So I'm gonna just stick to that for now. There's a lot to talk about on stream. Trading doesn't have to. If you wanna, watch someone trade, there's other people you could watch, but we could just discuss. And I gotta move my light here because it's putting a huge glare on my screen. 1 second, guys. Where can I put this light? Like this. Is that better? It's a little bit better. Igel. Well, there's always a positive to a negative. So there you go. You got a new car. And no, we do not have Renaults in US. So let's just talk about first, not even the changes, but what I've been talking about. And I wish I had the time or the patience to go through my live streams and pull up the things I always complained about when it came to Apex changes 2.0, the 2.0 changes, right? The previous like scammer schemers type changes that they were kind of putting out there. And I said, all right, well, if you don't want us flipping accounts, put in the safety net. If you don't want us to DCA, put in a scaling plan. If you don't want us to blow the accounts in one trade, put a daily loss limit, but make it different. Make it a percentage of the account. I was hoping to do like 50%, and that actually is 50% once you get to a certain point, but they've done it a little bit different. Okay, they did a little bit different. I don't think they heard me, but that was what I was hoping for, and that's what we got. Now, let's be clear about something. Right? If not for 20 accounts, obviously there's better options out there, right? Even simple as Bullnox. If Bullnox allowed 20 accounts, they would be better than Apex right now. But maybe Bullnox has simpler rules because they don't allow 20 accounts. So it's all a balance, right? Pros and cons. And we came to a reality check to notice that fact that 20 accounts with no rules is not a sustainable business model, in my opinion. People are becoming way too smart. There's big trading groups. There is a lot of concepts out there, and people are just making more money than, I guess, these prop firms expected. And it's fine. At the end of the day, we need the prop firms to survive in order to be able to trade with them, right? I'd rather have rules and get paid than not have rules and then be stuck in a month payout window type of thing. But we'll talk about all the details, my opinion, and all that stuff. There's some good, there's some bad. I want to know what you guys think as well. I know it affects a lot of people. The safety net is huge. It's a huge change. And I wish they there's some things I wish they did differently. The safety net, I'm all in for. I don't really care about that. It does let you keep the accounts longer. I know it for a fact from Bullnox. And with 1 day pass, it's really not that bad. The problem with Bullnox is the 5-day pass, right? It's 5 days to pass, and it's just a much longer process to rebuild your accounts, because the safety net the problem is like it takes much longer to get to your payout, and then if you do end up losing the account before you get to payout, the restart process is going to take a while, right? You can't rush it. If you try to rush it, realistically, you should not be looking to get paid the first time in 8 days. The 8 days should be moving forward after your first payout, once you grow some cushion on the account. But the first payout is going to take you a little bit longer, most likely. If you rush it, it might get a little bit more difficult. Yeah, the negative 30% is for one single trade, not the day. So that's something that is going to be a little bit of a confusing part, I guess. We have to realize one thing. There's going to be brand new traders that have no idea how to day trade, or they don't know anything about the markets, and they're going to come in and they're going to find Apex and they're going to try to understand the rules, and it's going to be so confusing to them. We always just think about ourselves, the experienced people that are, we understand the prop firm world already, but there's going to be brand new people that are going to come in and they're going to need a handbook to understand what they can and they can't do. And it's going to be interesting. But the 30% rule is, I guess, a fair rule, but how is it going to be enforced? That's the biggest thing. It's like, basically what I would want Apex to do is, like, if I, or as a trader, you could do something with trading and then you get to pay out with that, you should get paid. Exactly what Top Step is doing. Right? Top Step is limiting everything on the front end, so you can't even do anything they don't allow. Versus with Apex, you could still do things you're not allowed to do, and that's going to put in the gray areas of, did they miss it on this person? Did they miss it on that person? Things like that are going to kind of make it more difficult for consistency and the denials and stuff like that. I think if they didn't allow us to use more than 5 contracts, then no one would ever use more than 5 contracts, and it would never be an issue, would never be a question. Because as a creator or influencer, that people want to say, if I get someone that says, I didn't break any rules and I got denied a payout, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to believe Apex, or am I supposed to believe the trader? Right? It puts me or any streamer, any YouTuber in an awkward situation, because it's like Apex is saying, if you broke rules, you get denied, and you don't get denied for not breaking any rules. And then the person will tell you that I didn't break any rules. And now it's like, who do you believe, right? If you weren't able to do any thing that is not allowed to be done, then there's no question, right? Everything's on the front end. 50% contracts. All right, well, make it 50% of contracts. We don't need 10 contracts. But then Apex, they were kind of trash talking the other prop firms that, not trash talking, but they were saying, like, other prop firms, you only get 5 contracts. With us, you get 10. Well, you want us to use risk management. No one in their freaking mind is using 10 contracts on a 50K account. So there's a lot of areas that, we could have discussed this all day, every day. It's going to be a topic of conversation for a long time, but yeah. Apex is now officially a scam company. See, that's the things we can't say. How they scam when they're paying people, right? That's not a scam. You have to understand that they have to protect their business, right? If you are living in La La Land, then okay. But if you are in the reality world, that prop firms make money of losing traders, or not of losing traders, but of fees. All right? Then it's not of losing traders, it's of fees too. Mostly of fees. Because it doesn't matter if they get the fees from me, who is a profitable trader, or from someone who's not profitable. They're still getting the fees, right? So if 20 accounts is not a sustainable model with no rules, then implement the rules, right? And then let the person decide if they want to use them or not. I think the world of prop firms is changing dramatically. We went last year at this time, every prop firm was fighting to become the best and the easiest and the fastest. And that hurt their industry, I think. We all loved it because we didn't know it was going to come. But looking back in hindsight, it hurt the industry, right? They were trying to become better and faster and this and that, and it actually end up becoming too easy. And the crazy part is, though, still a lot of people don't get payouts, right? It's still a small percentage of people are getting payouts, yet prop firms are not kind of sustainable. Black Wolf, then use the right term, right? And it's not hard to use the right term. Yeah, Carl, exactly. So the first question I had is Apex Bull Knocks now. And I said, if you eliminate the 20 accounts at face value, Bull Knocks is better than Apex, right? But then I said, maybe that's why Bull Knocks does not have all these rules, because they don't have 20 accounts. And trust me, getting to 11 accounts at Bull Knocks is very difficult, right? So you're going to be trading with 3 accounts with Bull Knocks, maybe 4 or 5. But it's hard to build up to 11. And the fact that they don't have 20 accounts, it's kind of what Nutty was saying. I watched Nutty's reaction. And it's the price to pay for 20 accounts. You have some extra rules if you want 20 accounts. That is the reality of it. Other platforms have 3 to 5 accounts. So it's a way different ball game, right? Because clearly 20 accounts, when someone really finds an edge, they can take it to the next level. But what I do want to talk about is this risk management theory, right? It's all making it about the trader and how we have to use risk management and how all this is for us and it's better for the trader. Well, clearly people are making money using wide stops and stuff like that, right? So it's a questionable debate or statement that they have, that they want to protect us. There's more people losing more accounts when they're using tight stops and people that are using wide stops. So, but anyway, that's a topic for another day. It's per trade. And on TT Sniper, on a 50K account, you have $2,500 worth of drawdown. So 30% of that is $780. Therefore, you could risk $780 on your account per trade on a given, depending on, obviously, you have the daily loss or per trade loss. And then you also have your risk reward. Because I don't know why both exist, but I guess they want to just do it. But I think one would be sufficient. 30% rule. And they always keep referring to, you wouldn't do this on a live account. I guess they don't understand how small cap traders trade, right? Small cap traders risk 10 grand to make a grand all the time, to grand. But the win ratio is super, super high. And that's just the initial risks, then it goes lower. But I know people that, have lost 30 grand on a 100K account in the past. It's like, they always say you wouldn't do this on a live account. Yes, you would. Same concept. But you need to make a withdrawal on the 50K account. You could get a $500 withdrawal with $2,600 in it. So it's the same thing. But if you want to get up to $2,000 withdrawal, then you need $54,600 in the account. So you need $4,600 in profit to get a full $2,000 out. No, sorry, since you could. That's Bull Knocks. On Apex, it's $54,100 because you could go $500 into your safety net. So your safety net on the 50K account is $2,600. You could withdraw $500 from that. So then you just add $1,500 above that, and then you get $2,000. Chase, who got denied after the rules? I don't understand. Are we talking about previous Apex? Or are we talking about new Apex? But are you talking about previous Apex or are you talking about 3.0 Apex? I got denied for flipping, which is crazy. How is that crazy when there's... How is that crazy? Tell me. Or are you talking about got flip for flipping this payout window, this past payout window? And did you flip more than 20%? The update is live as of yesterday. There's no one got denied for this new rules yet. Okay, so you're not getting denied for the new rules. You're getting denied for the previous rules, if anything. Yes, you have to leave the safety net in. Safety net is staying in. Oh. 237. Yeah, Chase, that's... You're talking about the old, yeah. That I remember. Then futures, it's both. But yeah, they're not changing all the rules because of regulations, that's for sure. The only rule they would need to change for regulations is live accounts, in my opinion. Bryce, yeah, I think so. It'll just pop up. Yeah, 1 day pass and 20 accounts. But now think about it, Black Wolf. Think about this logically. What prop firm is really standing out right now? There's no prop firm that's standing out, in my opinion. Right? Do you guys have a prop firm that stands out and is the best, hands down? I don't think so. I think it's more level ground now. I don't think there is a best prop firm anymore. TPT definitely does not stand out. Meta is changing, yeah. Take Profit Trader definitely has a lot of issues. Well, Bolnox is good, but it's 5-day evals. It's 3 days. I mean, 3 max accounts initially. It's a small difference, but at the same time, it's a huge difference. So I think Bolnox is the cleanest, but at the same time, it's not the easiest or fastest or anything like that. Yes, 1 day pass is included in every code. You don't need my code. My code is only if you want to support me, but you could use anyone's code and you will get the same benefits. There's no extra benefits to anyone's code. My issue with Take Profit Trader is the 5-day eval pass, and also the profit split early on. But more so, it's the daily loss limit with the trailing drawdown. I think that those two together just doesn't work. It's not the ideal, But I don't think Take Profit Trader is bad. And I actually complimented Take Profit Trader last week because I think the CEO of Take Profit is very level-headed, and it's something that we miss a lot in the prop firm space. There's so much drama and so much trash talk between the CEOs that hearing Take Profit Trader CEO talk, it was very relaxing and good. Oh, he's a hockey player? Nice. I did not know. All right, guys, I am going to attempt my, I just got a payout from it. Small drawdown. I'm going to just try to do a opening range trade here. Should probably add an eval to it. Can I add an eval in time? Do I have a minute? Oh, no, we don't want that eval. Why am I still in a trade? I'm not in a trade, I don't think. Am I in a trade? Positions, close. I don't know if I was in a trade or not. I think I might have been. Well, that's the opening range trade. You guys just saw it, so. Nah, it's just my open range trade. I have a specific trade I take. Now with Apex, it's apparently it's allowed again. So so I took it. Just got to stick with the rules, right? Got to stick with the 1 to 5 risk reward. Now, talking about the risk reward, let's talk about that for a second. Okay, I just took one contract, 25 ticks. So my profit is $121. What if my next trade is 2 contracts? Is the risk reward based on every single trade? But how would they know that, since you don't lose and win on every trade? You either win or you lose. So I just made $121, right? What if the next trade I take 3 contracts and my target is $400 and I'm risking $1,000? Or even if I take 3 contracts and I'm risking 500 or no, more, like it's gotta be like 700. So if I take 4 contracts, I'm risking $700 and I lose. So now my one win is $121 and my one loss is negative 700. So the risk reward is skewed, right? But were different trades. It was different risk management for both trades. So now how are they going to know that? Like that is the gray area that I don't like. Yes, I know he showed it, but my point is they're not gonna look at every single trade. I mean that would never work. You guys have to realize this is 200,000 traders trading, right? Or whatever it is, multiple times a day. They're not checking every single trade. You know, it's not gonna. Well, I guess they would only check payouts, but they're supposed to, you know, check on day number 6. They're supposed to check if you're close to payout to make sure you're all good. So. Carl, that's good. Interested to see what that's gonna be like. I think I will get Tradeify accounts. But we'll see. The double the amount you need to make to get to payout. Yeah, I mean it's the reality of trading. It's people are making too much money. People are making too much money. Black Wolf, but that's the thing. That's another thing though. That's now I'm gonna defend Apex, right? You guys see how like it's Apex is getting rid of the profitable traders. Or I'm profitable and I can't buy more evals. Think about it logically, right? I openly say I am profitable because of prop firms. I'm not going to say I am highly profitable without them, because if I was, then I wouldn't be at 200 PA accounts, right? I wouldn't need more evals. I'll be at 20 accounts for 6 months at a time. That's what people are talking like they're all this and that. You know, I'm a profitable trader and Apex can't let me buy more accounts. You wouldn't need more accounts if you were such a good trader. Think about that. Safety net wouldn't matter if you were such a good trader. Like there's so many things that we also have to, you know, look at it from Apex's perspective and the complaints that they're getting. Let's be real. We all pretty much kind of Some of us make money because of prop firms, so we're borderline profitable. But a lot of us are not profitable as traders if we take it at face value, right? Take it one account, combine all the P&L, we're not profitable. They are keep making it worse, but why is it becoming worse? It's because people are finding ways to make money now. Trading became too easy. That's as simple as that. It became too easy. I guess it just, but the thing is, like, trading is still so hard, and there's so many people that struggle. So it just shows you how little of payouts are needed for the prop firms to feel the pain, right? So if a small percentage of people are getting payouts and the prop firm is feeling pain, then what if a bigger chunk of people actually got to pay out? Greg, yeah, send me an email. I read Polish fluently. I'm using the script just to, like, it's easier when I'm trading evals. It's easier to show because I don't have the evals on the P&L. All right, guys, we are waiting for the opening range to develop. I'm gonna be taking, yesterday, of course, it would have worked. Today, I'm gonna try again with 40 ticks. Yeah, so there's a lot to, like, so much to discuss and so many topics that you could unravel from this. Like, it's almost like counterproductive for profitable traders to show their strategies online. Like, if someone has a truly profitable strategy that you could replicate, if they show it, the edge is gone. Reminds me of small caps. Small caps stocks, they're illiquid in a sense, where they're called small caps because there's a cap on how many shares you could buy on the open market. So imagine like a 2 million float small cap. So you have 2 million shares available for the market, right? So imagine you have a chat room with 1,000 traders and they all short the stock at whatever price. Even just a small amount of shares, how many shares they're holding now? And then some other chat room is in that chat room lurking and like, oh, they just went short. Our chat room is going to buy at this price point, keep buying. And eventually the people that are short selling will have to cover, which is going to result in a short squeeze, right? And the edge is gone. Versus the person that developed the strategy, if they just kept it to themselves, that would be fine. But since they shared it with the world, now the edge is gone. Now it's reminding me the same thing here. And even though it's a sim environment, it's almost the same thing because now we're just relying on the prop firms to survive, right? The prop firms have to make money. They have to stay in business. So if someone shows a way to make money, most likely they're gonna make some kind of changes to block that or to make it more difficult to do that. And it's kind of like weird how, that's why I don't really believe in any like trading strategies online that are like, oh, this is the only strategy you need. I don't think trading works that way, but yeah, Gary, like I worked all weekend and I felt like I was just missing one thing after another. But I'll tell you guys this much. I actually ended up watching the whole 3-hour video from CFT, Canadian's Futures Trader. And he did not use a voice changer. So it sounded a lot more pleasant to listen to because I have no idea why in the freaking world this guy was using a voice changer this whole time. And sounded like he almost sounded like
this, not this bad, but you get what my point is.
if you have $10,000 and lose 3,000 in unrealized gains, and you come back and profit to 12,000, they'll not count it and return to 10,000. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna monitor that. That's the thing I don't like. I'll be honest. I just, as a business owner myself, I just don't see how it's in their power to monitor everything, every single trade, and be on top of it. I just don't understand. Now, maybe they have a way. But now what if you go $3,003, like, is it exactly 30%? Like, what if your balance is at $10,630? Are you going to do the math yourself? Now there's no rules on DCA. You could DCA as much as you want. That was one of the changes, which is what I was always talking about. If you don't want us to DCA, put in a scaling plan, put in the max daily loss. And that's exactly what they did. But it's not like a hard max loss, and it's not a hard scaling plan, which, but now they're backtracking on, oh, DCA is not a bad strategy. It's just the fact that people were, not using stops and blowing their accounts. That's not the issue. People blowing their accounts, we all know it. That's not the issue. Like, they like to bring up examples of, oh, we had a trader who blew $1 million in profit one day because he just DCA'd. It does not matter if you DCA or if you take the trade with full size and you just hold a loser. That's holding a loser. That has nothing to do with DCA. Okay? That has to do with adding to a loser. And the most important fact in this is, how the hell did that trader get to $1 million? He DCA'd, right? He held wide stops, and that's how he got to $1 million. So let's not act like he got to $1 million using proper risk management, and then one day he didn't use proper risk management. No, it's just one day the market, and I remember that day. That was like the crazy day where the market just dropped out of the sky. But I don't know how he did that. And I know a guy that did similar thing. So I don't know if they're using him as an example, but I know someone that had $1 million in the Apex accounts and blew them. I'll pull up the screenshot of the PNL. All right, guys, I'm just waiting here for my trade. Make sure I'm on the right account. All right, looks like break of this candle will take it. Oh my God. No, I missed the trade, guys. See what happens? Why does this happen, guys? Why does this happen to me? I'm gonna take it on the back retest. Sadly, the target would have been almost filled already. And I hate how this is getting displayed right now. Hold on. I need to hide this somehow. How can I hide this? There's a way. There we go. I don't want all of it. I just want... Why is it showing... Hold on. I can't focus right now and I don't even know. Orders need to be single orders. Offset with overlay. There we go. Let's see. Did I get in at the right price point? I did. Okay. Okay. So now we got 40 ticks target. So hold on. I need ticks. I need ticks for my stops. See? All this talk and I totally just forgot to big range today. Thing is, this is gonna trap right down there. I think I would have missed the target regardless. Yeah. So I'm in the trade I would have been in no matter what. So, all right. Just a little chaos, but yeah, it's 30% of your profit above the safety net. Below the safety net, you just divide your account into 30%. So same as consistency. So 50K account, $780. Which is actually what I got to do. I forgot about that. See? I already forgot. Hopefully you don't get stopped out here. Would be nice to get a win. The thing is, it might trap right down here, so I'm gonna retake it if it traps. Damn, guys, what a start! What a start to the day. Interesting. But if this traps, I'm going right back in because this is a bad place for a stop. But unfortunately, with the risk management that we have to do, I'm going to re-enter this trade and first time the 15-minute trade lost in a long, long time. What rule did I break? It's 780. That's how much I risked. You don't count commissions. Oh, I was counting it on 2,600. Oh, well. I didn't watch the video yet. It's all good. It only matters if you get to payout, and these accounts are not going to get to payout. Yeah, micros on Top Step suck, but you could use Top Step X and you could do micros. Oh my God, I totally freaking missed it. I'm just going to take a break of this green candle. What was this candle about? And see how the trap, and see how like a stop ruined the whole trade. A profitable trade now turns into a losing trade because of the prop firm rules. It's crazy, but it's sad. I think I lost a couple accounts there. Oh man. Well, horrible day. Should just stick to trading on track. All right, I'm done for the day. I don't even know how much I'm down. Yeah, I pretty much blew a couple accounts after payout. Oh well. First time the 15-minute range didn't work in a very long time. So hopefully it's the last time it doesn't work for a while. I was in a really good streak. I just wasn't risk managing it properly. All right, now we could talk about Apex. Don't worry about that. Stock Tiger, don't worry about it. I don't care one bit. So again, we'll see what the new rules are, all this stuff, and then rebuild. I mean, I just got my payouts approved, so it's all good. I don't know how much left I have in the drawdown. I'm trying to calculate it, but it's hard. Like $600 drawdown, $1,000 in drawdown. What is this? Like $800 in drawdown. I don't know. You're not allowed to blow up accounts after getting payout approved. What do you mean by that? What do you mean not allowed? You're allowed. It's just you gotta keep the safety net in the accounts now. That's exactly, Ivan, what I don't know. Well, that would determine it based on my profits, right? So right now I don't have any profits, so they have nothing to look at. But if I have profits, then they could look at the profits versus losses, and if it's 5-1, then you're good. Yeah, the safety net starts with the next payout window, except you have like extra 5 days to do the safety net withdrawal. But basically, yes. Moving forward, you're gonna have to keep the safety net in, and it's gonna avoid blowing up accounts. I mean, it definitely works. I've done it on the only thing is, right, if this trade ends up working, right, if not for the max loss, I'm still in this trade, right? I'm still in this trade. There's a trap here. This could end up going higher. And it just shows me that, all right, well, clearly not working, right? Maybe I got to change something where I predetermine my stop and then I just take the trade based on the size of the stop. So I could always use that stop, but then my targets are not going to make sense. So but yeah, this is going to end up working. So that every other day this would have worked. Today it didn't work because I used the stops. And that's just like, all right, well, let's go trade somewhere else because I'll do better at Bullnox or at Tradeify or somewhere else where I'm able to do this. Because right now, I'm a break even, right? I'm not down 1100. I'm down break even. So that's what sucks. Yep, Victor, good point. Airboat, what do you mean by that? That when everyone starts using a strategy, others will trap them? What do you mean? Well, very painful day. Very painful day trading. So not sure what to do. It's luck. Okay, it's the finally started going for 40 ticks, and guess what? Now I can't. I would have not lost on the 40 ticks in a very long time. And today I go for 40 ticks and I lose. It's quite bizarre timing, but better after payouts than before. I'll rebuild the accounts, and then moving forward, obviously got to keep the safety net in. So it's going to be a long build up, but I just want to get to 400,000 by end of the year. So I need the other one I got approved on, but I didn't get paid. So I'm not going to count it as paid yet. But if, let's say I do get paid, it would be, I need like $40 more thousand in 2 months. Can I do it? With trading like this, I probably can't. But if something changes, then I will be able to. Yeah, Nutty's been on the heater. I'm overthinking things and not trading well on stream or off stream. I mean, I haven't really traded off stream much, but just not trading well. I'm overthinking all the rules, everything, and just have some bad luck. I mean, you know, just bad timing on things and strategies and stuff like that. Obviously, oversizing. That's one big. But yeah, this trade's gonna end up winning. So my target was 40 ticks, a 483, let's say. Yeah. Thanks, Apex. Manage my risk, my ass. I have no words for it. Sucks. Now it sucks. Now it really sucks. Before I didn't care to lose. It's whatever. But now I'm starting to question it. I'm like, is it worth it? Is it worth the stress dealing with all these rules? Do I get bigger accounts? Like what? Like that's the questions we have to ask ourselves. I should have just taken one mini. Because if I would have taken one mini, five times, my stop would have been 200 ticks. Yeah, just bad luck. I mean, there's nothing to say. Uh, do I not care about the Apex new rule? I do. I think on days like today, I think it's worse than good, right? I think I could trade better without it, but at the same time, rules are rules, and we have choices, right? And we have choices. Other prop firms. 30% rule. Okay. Start of your account until you get above safety net is 30% of your trailing drawdown per trade. 50K account, $750. 150K account would be 5,000, 3%, 30% of 5,000 is 1,500. Is it 1,500? Yeah, I guess 1,500. The only time it affects you is if you are above the safety net. Once you're above the safety net and you grow the account more, then it becomes 30% of your total profit until you double your safety net. So it is confusing. and it's going to be hard for them to monitor it. And the stop loss here is because of that. And you could see my trade would have worked if I just stuck to my own trading style. But since I couldn't stick to my own trading style, I lost on the trade and I blew the account. I guess that's my point, right? It's not like I'm just making this stuff up, right? Like there's a difference when someone's never gotten any payouts, when someone is not trading well at all and they still are learning, or they're just doing it for YouTube, whatever it might be, just making content was what I'm saying, which is fine. But they have no like backtrack of it. It's harder to like for them to understand the concept of it. For me, wide stops is how I made so much money. I mean, I've made a lot less money with the new rules. I've went to more accounts with the new rules. I probably went through more accounts with the new rules than I did with the old rules. Let's start with that, right? No risk management. Well, I did way better on P&L. I did way better on how many funded accounts I went through. My consistency was way better. My mental state was way better because I was not frustrated with trading at all. It was just like everything was better. And now everything is just being frustrating, and everything just like snowballs into one into the next. And I think that my point is this: using tight risk is not always better for the trader. And I think the results are going to be the same, if not worse, for most traders. Did my camera, what? What about my camera? My camera die? Oh, I was using it on track yesterday. No, it didn't. It didn't die. I don't know what happened. Why did it turn off? Keep wide stops, just position accordingly. You kind of can't because you kind of can't because of the 30% rule. I mean, I don't know. It's all good. I'm just talking about from my experience. Yeah, if I make $8,000 a month trading, it's whatever. I'm happy with that. I already made I got my dream car, and I make good money DJing. I always wanted trading to be my side hustle and just extra income, and that's all I care about. So as long as it's in a positive direction, as long as I'm not losing money, and as long as I'm making some kind of money, I'm always gonna be pushing forward, trying new things. But this is more than beyond frustrating, right? Like this is exactly what I always talk about, how risk management doesn't always result in better. Because I didn't place my stop based on the chart. I placed my stop based on the loss limit. I don't know what Albrook's method is for stops. And Albrook doesn't really trade, so it's hard to understand his concepts. Jamber, but that's a good point. But you do have to understand that this is the first time I lost on this trade in a very long time. right? The thing is, I just changed the what's it called? The way I'm approaching it. I was using micros and I was scaling out, right? I was scaling out, and I would never be able to scale out. I always got stopped out of the runners. So I only took small partials at 40 ticks, which ended up translating to very small profits throughout the last 2 weeks. However, if I would have just taken 40 ticks every single time, I would have not lost on the trade in a long time. I think once in the last 3 weeks. Today is the second time. And today I didn't really fully lose because I think I would have survived this easily if I just traded my own style, right? But that's besides the point. Close below the 50 moving average and it's fine. But I got to see. I don't even know where my accounts are staying at right now. I might rebuild with bull knocks first. I might take bull knocks seriously first. And then do Apex second. So I could focus on my bull knocks, start growing them, not worry about rules, and slowly build my Apex back up. Because I think with Apex, it's going to take some patience. It's going to take the first payout is going to take so much patience to do it properly without. Maybe I should switch over to LLC. Now might be the best time, right? Now it might be my best time to switch over to LLC. I'll lose my ranking, but it's whatever at this point. Ranking as in like the payouts, right? Now the payouts are going to start fresh and it's going to be a different person. Now the new rules are based starting now. The November 1st is when you're able to start requesting the payouts based on the new rules. The only bad rule is that you can't take a payout until well over the safety net. That's kind of stupid. Well, in my opinion, that's the best rule. If that was the only rule, I'll be very happy. Safety net and scaling. Those two would be my ideal two things. Yes, I know you have to make 54,100 to take out 2,000, not 54,600. But that's fine as long as we could kind of, have flexible rules, but we have other rules that are kind of complicated. Then it's like, I don't know. Yeah, Victor. I think the safety net is the best way to approach the schemers, as John likes to call them. But it is going to make trading more difficult for those who are not as good at trading, right? Who are just starting out, who are hoping to get their first payout. They've been trying and they can't even get a payout with the safety net payouts. So imagine not being able to take out the safety net, how much more difficult that's going to be. Like making $4,100 is really not that easy. If it was that easy, then we would just do it in our live account and call it a day. But it's not. Yep, exactly. So I gotta see. There's a few things I gotta start doing the math. I gotta do a bunch of calculations to see how much size I actually want to trade on these trades. And then the great thing about QUANTOWER and the copy trading is that you could trade different sizes on different accounts. So maybe on Apex, I will only take 5 micros and take 15 micros on Bull Knox, for example, right? And make my money on Bull Knox, and then let Apex build out for the end of the year, and then take a bigger payout once from Apex at the end of the year. But don't worry about payouts prior to that, and just stay consistent. I think the up and down is the biggest factor right now in the frustration, right? Like, I keep saying luck because it is. I mean, it's just yesterday the trade worked beautifully. I took only one contract. Today the trade didn't work the way I wanted to. I took bigger size. In the past, I took even bigger size because I wanted to scale out. And every time I would try to scale out, I made a decision to either stop break even or whatever after the first target. So basically, I made 40 ticks on 6 micros, and that's it. If I would have just taken the 15 micros and gotten to 40 ticks, all those days, I would have been at so much more cushion right now that it would have been a different conversation we're having right now, right? So it's all timing and luck. And I have a story from yesterday from the track, right? So I went to the track yesterday for the first time with my new car. That's why I wasn't streaming yesterday. And I've been tracking for 6 years now. So I've been going to the track for 6 years and never had any issues, really, for the most part. Yesterday, first session on the track in the new car, my windshield cracks. I've been tracking for 6 years in my other car. Never had that happen. First time on the track, within the first 5 minutes on being on track, my windshield is hit with a rock and it cracks the windshield pretty badly. It's the same thing as trading luck. Sometimes you just need it. Sometimes you just don't have it, right? That's bad luck. That's getting stopped out to a tick. That is exactly what happened today, right? Trade wins, buy lost. I wonder how much it's going to cost. Can't wait to see. Dalvin, no, I got over that because I kept driving the car. My biggest fear was, are they not going to let me back on track after this? Like, I spent $1,500 to be here, and they're not gonna let me go back out after the first session. Like, that was my concern. And obviously I never admitted to it, so I don't know if they saw it. Now, the sun yesterday was pretty, like, it was a big glare and stuff, so I'm assuming they just never saw it. And I just, basically, when we go out on the track, we have to show our wristband, we have to show the helmet strap is locked in, right? So I made sure that my hand was out like this, so he would be looking away from the windshield. And I was like, yeah, my helmet's good. And then, I made sure I kept moving and I didn't stop the car, and I never saw it. But I told the organizer, he's like, yeah, just go. They probably won't even see it. But here you guys could kind of see it. So it's like, it goes all the way here. So I got hit right there behind the mirror. So I didn't know when they got hit. Like, looking back, I think I know, because I heard like something hit, but I thought it was just a piece of rubber, which happens all the time. And it got hit behind the mirror, so I didn't see like the actual impact. And it was just a big line here. So first I thought it was a tire mark, because you get those all the time on the car. But nope. So it's like a big crack. Some nice cars. We had a Ferrari Challenge car. It's an M4, GT4 RS, GT4 RS, GT4 RS, I think, or GT4, I forget. We had the STO right there. A lot of cool cars. And this was my profit yesterday, so I lost all that today. Sucks. Yeah, Michael, exactly what I was saying. The first payout, don't expect it in 10 days. Victor, yeah, I mean, but think about it. But think about it logically, right? We're talking about bad actors, but not everyone's a bad actor only because they're using wide stops, right? Only because they're using, different strategies. Like, it's not, bad actors are people that are using, 20 accounts, doing crazy things with, the P&L the first couple of days, and then just flipping or something like that. That's the trading groups, trading for different people, hedging accounts. Let's say two people are trading and they're just going to hedge their accounts. Stuff like that. That's the bad actors. But for an average person, that's not really. Clearly, people are getting paid with that style, right? That's what it comes down to. People are getting way too smart and they're getting paid. Versus with using tight risk, they know NQ moves like a wild beast. It's going to be very hard for people to manage risk properly or not properly, but within the rules. And, it's going to end up worse for the traders than better. Is my cam off again? I don't know why it keeps turning off. Why you keep turning off on me? I don't know why the camera keeps turning off. I don't know if I changed any settings on it. Because I used the camera to take some pictures yesterday. But I forgot my SD card, so I had to ask someone for an SD card. I asked one of the photographers if I could borrow his SD card for a few minutes. Now, that's a good point. Well, would the traders move to ES? I would like to move. If I could find the same trade in ES, I would love to move to ES. But I don't think the same trade exists. Yeah. I'll be right back, guys. Looking for something, I can't find it. My garage is being spackled. So at least I'll get to keep my cracked windshield baby in the garage. In the nice garage. Oh, man. You can still have white stops. It's just Apex is saying that if the trade goes against you more than 30% unrealized loss and then comes back green, you don't get the profit. Well, $780 or $750 loss is not really a wide stop. You know what? Also, the crazy part is, if you were watching the stream, this price just straight up shot up like crazy, right? I had no control over this. It just went straight up, and I was supposed to buy the close of this candle, and it happened so quick you just couldn't react. My stop wouldn't be until the lows. If I got in here, I wouldn't have stopped out to the lows, and I would have been in this trade this whole time, and I would have made back the loss. It's like the trading pressure is just getting to me right now. The decision making, it really is the decision making in the grand scheme of things. Deciding to cut the trade here and not at the lows. Like, that's just a simple thing that if you change, you're profitable, right? No way I would have stayed in this trade for 50 points. What do you mean? My target would have been here. I would have made back the loss I made plus profit. I wouldn't have held all the way here, but my initial target was 482, and I would have held it a little bit longer to make back some of the loss. So that way I could be actually green, nicely green on the day. But whatever. It is what it is. It's ruined accounts. I'm going to have to start fresh. So maybe LLC is the way to go right now. Fresh slate. Apex 3.0, and I start with an LLC account. Matt, yes, I would. I'm not complaining though. I have options. I'm not stuck with Apex, right? I'm gonna be trading maybe primarily bull knocks now. Who knows? And then slowly build my Apex, right? In the background. If you build in the background, it's a little bit different. In the background, you could do it slower. You're not eager to get to payout. Like with Apex right now, if I could do this, right? If I could build back to 20 accounts and I could just request a payout on December 20th or whatever it is, from all the accounts, $40,000. That's all I want for the rest of the year from Apex. So I would have 2 months to get there. So I could use, $100, $200 a day. $9.43 candle gap. What do you mean by that? I don't know what that means. Not in the mood for a name. Hello, Alpine Trader. Hope you are doing well. Not really. The worst type of scenario happened today. I got stopped out because of the max daily or max trade loss on Apex, and I took another trade, and I got stopped out on that too. And just both trades should have been profitable, and both were losers. Go figure that one out. No, it's all good, Matt. It's all good. I'm just not making this up. I'm talking about from experience. Matt, look at this, right? Instead of being green on the day right now, I am red on the day right now. Shouldn't you trade so you could be green on the day? Not so you, like, if one thing is working for you and the other thing is not working for you, shouldn't you do the thing that's working for you more, right? Think about it. Think about it logically. I got to so many more payouts using wide stops than I did with smaller stops. How about decreasing your lot size so you could put wider stops? That is something I would be able to do if my target was bigger. But now if my target is only 40 ticks, how much smaller size can I take? I mean, I would be making peanuts, So it's like, that is the thing is, this trade is the first time it lost in a long time like this. And it didn't fully lose. So it's kind of a bummer. But yeah, not sure what to think about this. Smaller size but add on winners. I'm scalping. Can't add 2 winners. If I do, then I would have to find a different strategy, and then yes, then we could do that. That would be nice if we could do something all day type of trade where you just keep adding. But then the choppy days you get destroyed. So it's like, Types that might not be allowing people to trade XFA once they reach a live. Yeah, so it's kind of weird that they allow you to trade XFAs and the live account, because then it's like the whole point of you going to live is to protect the prop firm from you taking money out of their sim environment funds. So they should just give you like 3 live accounts instead. Camera's gone again. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not gonna fix it. It's overheating or something. I don't know what's doing. So I'll just. I'll just keep it off. I don't know if I did some kind of settings change on it, but yeah, hindsight. Darren, is that new? Is that live on My Fund of Futures? I'll fix it for tomorrow, hopefully. Because I'm only streaming till noon because I gotta go pick up my photo booth because I had a gig on Sunday where I had my other friends take my photo booth so I could take down the car, so I could take the Porsche down to the gig, so I could drive from the gig to the track without having to come back home. So I got to go pick it up, and then I have an appointment at 2:00 with a client. Okay, it's live. Okay, so let's see. Start a challenge, milestone. Okay, let's see what we got here. So this is straight to funded, correct? What were these phases? Oh, so you make 3K, you get 2K out, 3K, okay. Then you go live. Oh man, it's not really that. I'm not really trading well either. I have some difficult times with timing of things. How I lose is like when I'm winning, I can't win because I make mistakes, and then when I lose, and and it kills the whole strategy is killed because I don't win when I was supposed to win. But this is interesting. I mean, this is 445. So expensive though. Yeah, the ratio is crazy. 3K profit, 2K payout versus 9K profit, 3K payout. It actually makes, like, how do they come up with this stuff? Like, how do you come up with $9,000 to get 3K and then 3K to take 2K? Like, you would have to make extra $6,000 to get one extra $1,000 in your bank account. And I'm assuming that the target is actual profit and not balance in the account. Is that right? And going back to the timing of things, the copy trading has just been killing me. When I don't copy trade, I'm doing so well. I'm trying something new, works so well. Start copy trading, and then just starts giving me issues. That's a lot considering I bought a 250K account for $40. Well, you bought an eval. This is straight to funded. How fast can you get paid though? That's the thing. How fast is what's the rules? What are the rules for this? One day you get paid, or is this something else? Some of them are, a couple of them are blown. You got to do the math on the auto liquidate threshold. Most of them still have $1,000 in drawdown. Tech search, maybe, yeah. Gary, yeah, it's hard to keep up with everything. I don't even know all the rules. I used to know like rules for every prop firm. Now I don't. It's been a crazy 12 months. Because exactly last year at this time is when everything started to change. Apex came out with the one-day pass starting November 1st or whatever it was, or December, one of them. But around this time when Top Step changed their policies. So it's been a crazy 12 months, and I think the policies from the prop firms themselves fighting for the customers and fighting for the traders and making it, better for the trader kind of hurt them at the end of the day. Fast track is going to be changing a lot of rules. I know that. Dalvin, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Doozy, yeah. So I meant like it hurt them in the sense where they made it better for the trader, made it cheaper, faster to pass, blah, 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 easier rules. And that ended up hurting them, right? Not only did prop trading become so popular, but also ended up, I guess, being a little bit less profitable. Because back in the day, like a year ago plus, I think owning a prop firm was like amazing. I'm sure it was so profitable. And now it's no longer the case. I mean, just look at Fast Track. Ryan, yeah. I mean, not even if you don't even have to even copy trade them. You could still trade all of them, right? You could still trade all of them, even if you don't copy trade. So it's like it shouldn't be a battle between prop firms because who cares? Like, just make it the best you can that you want, and then let the traders decide what they want to trade with you or not. And if they trade with one, doesn't mean they're not going to trade with the other, right? It's not like a brokerage. A broker has to make changes because a person is going to use one broker. They're not going to use multiple brokers for the most part. There's some people that will, but most traders will use one broker. The problem that I see with Fast Track is how are they going to make money when, I mean, are people still buying accounts? That's what I want to know. Are people still buying accounts with Fast Track? Because if people are not buying accounts, then how are they going to make the money to pay people out? I'm one of them. I'm waiting patiently. FTT is good in what ways? 8 ball. Do I like Apex with the buffer decision? Yes, I do like Apex with the buffer decision. Do I like Apex with the 30% loss rule? I don't know. That I got to see how it's going to work out for me. It's hard with the 30%. Yeah, unless I get bigger accounts or just use one contract. No, it's just once you're down. I mean, some are blown, yeah, but not all of them. Once you're down, you just go here. You could make your alerts different. I like this, so it's gonna be great when I'm in a trade. I like that. But for me, with the 30% rule, I think the 150K accounts will make the most sense. But when it comes to the safety net, the 50K accounts make more sense. So it's kind of like hard. 8 ball, I did that once, and I went back to this one. Yeah, Fast Track said people that broke the rules are gonna just get reset to fresh start. I don't know what that means, but people are just gonna get brand new accounts instead of, I don't know. I don't know what their thinking is, but how much have I withdrawn from prop firms till date, and how much you made out of that? Today, I think I withdrew. I hate showing this screen because it has my it has 90% off. Apex does not have 90% off. Okay. Okay, 43. 43 and 43, that's 86. So $386,000. I took out lifetime, and I probably spent like 50 grand on fees. 40, 50 grand. I only spent 12,000 on my 200 and whatever it was, $240,000 in payouts or something like that. Mike, first thing I said is that Apex is not 90% off. Come on, Mike. Didn't I say that? Mike's probably trolling. See. Now I got trolled, and I fell for it. Mike was no, Mike was joking. I'm 99% sure Mike was joking. Oh, okay, he wasn't. Okay, I felt bad for a second. I was just looking at how much money I made last year, and that banner, that screen has my payout from last year, which is 44,000. Kind of forgot what I made last year. GTA, good luck. Can you trade same accounts when you're pending payout? Yes, you can. Yeah, Alper, it's gonna just take some adjustment. Trading is gonna be hard no matter what. No matter what you look at, in what way, trading is always gonna be difficult, and we could blame the prop firms for our failures, but we could also just realize that it's us. I mean, me trading this, knowing my stop has to be pretty wide, it's difficult, right? It's like, how do I manage this? But how do I manage this properly? Where it makes sense, because again, I would be fine. I would be totally fine if every other day, last 2 weeks, I won on the trade. But what did I do? I did not win because I was looking for a bigger target. So basically, I'll take 6 micros off, and then the remaining of the position went against me or stopped me out break even. One or the other. Every time I set my stop to break even, it kept going higher. Every time I didn't stop out, it just kept going lower. So I made a wrong decision in so many different ways. But that's just an excuse, you can't. That just gives me hope too as well for the strategy, and I hope that moving forward I could have a good streak again. This should have been a win in my book. I mean, this is a trap setup on top of the breakout, 50-minute opening range trade breakout. This is also a trap. You got the higher high, break of the previous low, and holds. I mean, that's another setup I like to take, but fortunately I got caught up into this crazy move that happened so fast I couldn't react in time. My stop would have been at the lows here, but unfortunately, I got stopped out because I chased just bad sequence of events. Go back to scalping? No, I can't. Scalping has too much. If I scalp, it's going to be occasionally. I just have terrible luck for some reason scalping when it comes to funded accounts. I do really well I do really well when I'm down on the day and when I'm on evals. But when I'm green on the day, it's kind of weird. I make mistakes. But we'll see. I'm not ruling it out, of course. I just feel like if I was trading by myself and not for you to be scalping 100%. There's something about YouTube that makes me want to trade differently. I'm not saying I'm not going to take occasional scalps either. Of course, I'm going to take them. Dalvin, yeah, that would be one way to kind of. I think the eval stage being slower is a huge. But then you got to see the other side, right? They're not making as much money because if you think about it, they don't make much on evals. They make a lot on activation fees. Yeah, exactly, Dalvin. Evals would have to be more expensive. It's already 11:15. I got 30 minutes left. I've been trading for like 7 years. How I have not given up sometimes is a very good question. I will be going to DR. That's going to be like a huge, like, it's going to be the mental break I need, I think, from all of this to reflect on the year and see what I could do. I just need like a fresh start. I think that it's not luck, but the circumstances lately and the things that are happening, it's just everything that wasn't happening earlier in the year. And I was looking at it like, for example, my opening range trade. I taught it to like 3 people maybe. Well, I mean like not people that try to copy me and whatever. I taught it to like 3 people where I explained them my thought process and whatnot, and I showed them plenty of videos of it. and they just couldn't do it. Like sometimes I would win and they would lose. Oftentimes that, that would happen. And I was just like, oh, I just like, I guess I'm doing something different. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. And then now it's the opposite. Now it's like I'm doing the same mistakes. I am getting bottom ticked or top ticked or whatever it might be, and it's just not as successful. So I'm going through the same struggles. And obviously all the rule changes I'm not trading free anymore, right? It's you're handicapped now. You have a boss now. Before we didn't have a boss. Now we have a boss, and we have to stick to the rules of the boss. Whatever the boss says we got to do, we got to do. So it's basically that, right? Before we just showed up to work and we did whatever we wanted and we got paid if we did the job. Now we got to do the job in a specific way. Otherwise we don't get paid. But still thankful for the opportunity, of course. Yeah, I'm not I'm trying not to get frustrated and overthink trading, because like even now, right? I made $8,000 in October. Like I made $8,000 in October. It's really not bad. That's last year in November I made $8,000. I was so happy. So it's like it's whatever really. Just gotta be grateful. I always never understood traders who made, let's say, a lot of profit early on in the year and then they will end up losing it. I'm like, why weren't you just happy with what you made and just scale down? It's the same thing. It's not really money that brings its own problems. It's not the money itself. It's just a thinking process. I cracked my windshield yesterday on the 911. You think I'm worried about it financially? No. Like that's one thing. Like money is great, right? You don't worry about the little things in life. Like I'm not worried about money right now. I'm worried about my trading, which is two different things. Because I did not change my lifestyle one bit. Do you think Fast Track will add a safety net? I don't know. I haven't kept up with Fast Track. I'm not in their Discord, so I don't really know. Some people were saying that their $400 days did not count as profits or as trading days or something. I don't know. It's partially down to the strategy, but partially down to the rule changes, because then I have to change the strategy, right? So it's both. Like I guess this is why it happened today, to kind of show exactly what I mean by what I mean and what I say. I get in here, I step up for a loss, and I miss a win. Okay? So instead of being green on the day, I am red on the day. And the point of trading is to be green on the day. And this could happen multiple times, right? At the end of the day, trading with stop losses for me, like tight stop losses, is less profitable than using wide stops. That's all I'm saying. So I don't agree that this is done for the traders. I think this is done to protect the prop firms, which is totally fine because we need the prop firms to stay around. It's the cost of having 20 accounts. Hold on, guys. I'm going to go check on the spackling guy, see how he's doing. My garage is getting spackled, and then I got to get it done before the winter time. It's been a long process. I tore my garage apart like in July, and it's just now being spackled. That's the worst job. So I did everything with my dad, except the spackling. Spackling, I can't do too much. They do it so quick, and I think he's charging me like $1,400. I'd rather do that. No, it's all walls, ceiling and the walls. I did all new sheetrock. I insulate. The garage wasn't insulated, so I took off all the sheetrock, put insulation in. I redid we concealed the wires. So I don't know, when they were building the house, God knows when, or renovating it. Like the wire management was just horrible. So it's a garage, so you don't care, right? But took the time to kind of hide all the wires. And I got to do the hex lights. And I got to do the floors. And are we going to see the tour of the garage? Yeah, once it's done. Of course. Maybe I'll stream from there. Okay, guys, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. 2 minutes, not 2 seconds. Let me show you guys what that looks like. If the camera turns off again, I'm just gonna. Progress. A lot of work still to do though. But all the electrical wires were just like here, like hanging. So we had to make this box, like a molding almost, and a bunch of other things. A lot of work you don't see. But this guy works so quick. It's crazy how when they're proficient in something, it's crazy. I'm from DR. Where are you going? I'm going to Punta Cana. Yeah, I'm going for a wedding. I'm going for work, so I'm going to get paid. I actually have a meeting with the couple that's getting married at 2:00. Yeah, I love Punta Cana. I think it's the best money vacation. You guys have any other questions about Apex or anything? I'm kind of just like catching up on work and emails and stuff, so I'm not really talking as much. I don't know why everyone is so upset with the new rules. Like, honestly, it just shows how many people are gamble in the market and don't have a real system. I mean, that is true. Most people don't have a real system, but that's because trading is very hard. So it's not like like I have a system that I know would work, but because of the rules, it will not work, right? And if it worked in real accounts long term and made big profits, then I wouldn't use prop firms, because why would I pay the extra taxes? Right? I'm not underfunded. I've never needed funding. I never did sign up for prop firms because I didn't have money to trade. Like, if that's your case, that's different. But for me, for example, like I make six figures for the last 10 years DJing. So money was never like you know, a thing that I needed for trading. Like, I think that's why I stuck with trading for so long, because I never was um kind of short on money. It was always um it was always a thing that was like, all right, I could add more. I could add more. It's not like, my point is that, yeah, people don't have a real system, but at the same time, it shows that people that don't use a trading system are still getting paid, right? So it's like, it depends how you look at it. No, it doesn't always keep you from over trading. James, have you never like blown up an account? How long have you been trading for? I've seen many people blow up a cash account. It made no difference, you know? Yep, I agreed. Bad habits can be All right, guys. I think I'm gonna go because I got a bunch of things to fill out and do, and I feel like I'm just not being very talkative right now. I'm filling something out. Two Red Bulls on the desk, never a good sign. One's empty, one's full. James, well, I'm glad the new rules work for you, and I don't think the rules are bad. I just think the rules need to be a little bit clarified and simplified. That's all. Dan's wedding in DR? No. Impulsive? No. Why would it make you impulsive? Caffeine? I guess if you don't drink caffeine and one day you drink some caffeine, you might get a little antsy, but really? Damn, big spider, what the hell? This thing's got like magical legs. What the what kind of spider is jumping? Jesus. That was crazy. I couldn't kill it. All right, I'm gonna hang out for another 20 minutes and I gotta really go because I gotta fill stuff out. There was a spider crawling on my floor and then I went to stomp on it and it just jumped and then jumped again and jumped again. I'm so confused. Maybe it drank some of my Red Bull. Also yesterday, so yesterday on the track, right? First session, I go out, I crack my windshield, right? Some guy threw a rock and my windshield cracked. I get off track. I go up to my brother and I'm shaking my head. He's like, "Did you go off?" I'm like, "No, just check the windshield." He's like, "Oh, damn." But whatever. Then I go take a sip of my Red Bull that I just cracked right before the first session. And I felt like peach fuzz on my lip or my tongue. Of course, there was a freaking bee in my Red Bull. I almost swallowed that thing. Luckily, I have a trademark where... Is my camera still working? It is. I open my Red Bull very small. That's how I open all my beer and my cans, right? So I don't fully open it. Like, I don't open it all the way. I open it just a little bit. I think that saved me from swallowing that bee. So just that type of day. So then I was like, should I even trade? Well, I did take the opening range trade and it worked. So at least that was the positive. Yeah, I think they're fragile. Next time, I am going to put PPF on it. I'm going to PPF the windshield. I wouldn't be tracking a 150K Porsche. I'm not worried about that. I bought it for that reason. I wouldn't have never bought that car if it wasn't for track. If it wasn't for track, I would be buying a Targa, not a T. I'll be buying the 911 Targa instead. I was babying it too though. I was just like doing baby laps. I didn't beat my time. I got close. I got within like a second of my best lap, and I was not even pushing it. Not even close. With street tires on. Once I have some track tires, it's gonna be amazing. Nope, it didn't sting me. I'm not allergic to bees, but getting stung in the face wouldn't be fun, and especially if I have to wear a helmet. It was a very different feeling. I feel like now I understand why the other car is not a track car. The turbo power is also a lot different. The delivery of the power is so much faster. Way more nimble, or way more, not nimble, but the turning in was much easier. The car turned much easier, and the other car is probably more nimble, but this is not the perfect track to really determine that either. The other one that I go to is, so we'll see. But just like overall, just like the suspension, the turning, the braking was about the same. Top speed was definitely bigger. Obviously, I was able to hit like 142, I think, on the straight. Yeah, I do have the rear steering as well, so that helped. Would I rather have a $5 million Ferrari or a $5 million Bugatti? Ferrari. I wouldn't want either, but I would take it for free. But I would sell it, and I would buy, for $5 million, I would buy like 5 other cars. Meaning like, okay, you got 5 million and you got to use it for cars. You can't, you can't turn it into cash. It's got to be a car. So I would just get multiple cars. Even though that's also kind of stupid because you're not going to drive all those cars. All right? How much time can you have in your in your day to drive all the cars? So like 3 cars would be, dedicated track car. I mean, if you guys see some of these trailers that we have, these guys come in like full trailers, and there's an 18-wheeler with a Ferrari Challenge car. Of course, the slowest guy on the track. The first time, because I got put into the smaller, the intermediate group, because I asked the guy to put me into the beginners group with the car, because I'm like, I'm just gonna do parade laps. I'm not here, chasing fast times. I was always in the advanced group for the last 5 years, but advanced group doesn't mean you're the fastest. It's just your track awareness is high. So because when you have such different speed levels, you have to be aware of what's going on the track. If you're, you got to be able to look in your rearview mirrors, in your ahead of you at a different rate of speed. When you have actual race cars on the track, I mean, they come up, you don't see it. You look in your mirror, you don't see it. 2 seconds later, you look and he's right on your ass. And you can't pass without letting, we call it point by. So you have to point them to pass you. And in an advanced group, you could pass anywhere on the track as long as you let them. And you just have to be, mindful of that. So it's just track awareness. And, we have Miatas in the advanced group, and then we have cup cars in the advanced group. So it's like, just being aware. So, but I asked to just go, in the intermediate group or the beginners group. And that was a Ferrari challenge car. And I was like, number one, why is there a full raced out Ferrari challenge car, which is a GT3 car, in the intermediate group? Like, even if you're a slow driver, that car is gonna be freaking fast. But then I quickly realized why. Tell me why you don't play in fast track trading. I do. I'm waiting for a $19,000 payout with fast track. You've been blowing accounts. Are you also on probation? No, not yet. Probation is done. Everyone's on probation now. Everyone is gonna have a safety net now. That was a big complaint. It was very inconsistent on who got put on probation and who didn't. So now everyone's on probation. Probation means safety net, right? So that's all it is. Hotshot, I said specifically you have to spend it on cars. You can't turn it into cash. Probation is slightly different though. I'm assuming I still cannot DCA since I'm on probation. That's interesting. I forgot about that part. If you can't DCA when you're on probation, that's weird. They gotta change that. With the new rules that they have, they gotta change it. You can DCA now. So DCA from being on probation shouldn't be a thing. I agree, Dalvin. I think everyone should have a fresh start. Free, fresh start. Pipes trades. I only do opening range trades. So 15-minute opening range breakout and the 9:30 opening range breakout for now. So my trading is done by 10 o'clock for the most part. Today was a very rough day because, again, my point was proven again today. My risk management made me lose today. It didn't make me not lose. That's it's crazy to say that, but legit using risk management makes me lose more than it doesn't. If I don't use tight risk management, I win more often, and I lose less often. But gotta play by the rules. Do I think Apex is still worth it? As long as they keep 20 accounts alive, then yes. 20 accounts is what's kind of saving Apex right now from the competition. Because Bullnox is way better than Apex right now, but with Bullnox, it's more difficult to build up to 20 accounts. Alper, that's the questions that are very difficult to answer. I'm sorry, but those are the questions I don't like. I don't like to know the answer to because it's exactly my concern. How are you going to determine your risk reward when you could trade differently on different trades? I don't know. I don't know. Might as well. Yeah. I back in the day, like not too long ago, prop firms used to use the term our money and we give you 50K or whatever it is. Like that, if you notice, they don't say that anymore because that's not really true, right? I'm pretty sure I ruined some of my Bullnox accounts that I had at a decent profit. I'm still my Bullnox account, eval, and same trade. Just never got out of it. Copy trader issue, but I've been having issues copy trading between Apex and Bullnox though, or into Bullnox period. Yes, Bullnox makes you keep the threshold. That was the negative part of Bullnox, and then Bullnox allows 11 accounts, but it's a scaling plan on how you build up to 11 accounts. But the big drawdown to, or the negative aspect of Bullnox was the safety net. But now Apex has a safety net. So Bullnox and Apex are going hand to hand. And with Bullnox, there's 0 rules. You have 40% consistency, and that's it as of right now. Will that change? We'll see. I've been trading with Bullnox since the beginning. It's much more difficult to make money with, but yep, 3 payouts with Bullnox and you're unlimited. So about 3 months. Andrew, so if you spent 50 grand and you didn't get any payouts, if you get payouts with other prop firms, you will still be able to write that off. So if you make 50 grand on Bullnox, you could still write off the 50 grand in losses on Apex. Even if I never use the LC, yeah. Good CPAs are all over the place. The biggest difference, though, guys, the only thing I could recommend is when you're with your CPA, you're going to give them the 1099s and your deductions or your expenses. If you tell them you're day trading, they're going to get very, very confused because they don't know what prop firms are. So don't mention it that it's day trading. Like, well, unless you're really cool with your CPA and if you tell them, you could have a conversation with them. But if you're only going there to do tax returns, or we call them tax returns, but you're not getting any return. Oh, I haven't had a tax return in a very long time. But when you do your taxes, you're gonna tell them you made this much, and if they ask you what is that from, then it's commissions and I don't know exactly what I put in. Try to remember what I put in last year. I told my accountant, like I've been with her for so long. I told her like it's not trading. It's trading, but it's not real trading. Because she's done my taxes for trading too, so. Commission subscriptions, yeah, something like that. According to Top Step, we are research analysts. I just want to see something. I think I messed up on Bull Knox really bad today. Let me see something. Yep. Oh no. Yep, knew it. Bull Knox eval almost passed. Took a big loss on it today. Shouldn't have traded it. I forgot to take it off from the copy trader. See, it's the mental mistakes I am making as a trader lately that are really causing a lot of unnecessary pain. Just not checking if this is a past eval with Bull Knox, stuff like that. Little things. Then I got to make back a lot of profit. But you're an astronaut? Nice. Yes, I'm an astronaut. I always take it to the moon. We go to the moon with NQ. Space Shuttle NQ. I am done for the day, guys. I am done for the day. I gotta go. I gotta go pick up a photo booth from a friend, and because he brought it to the gig on Sunday. I'm gonna be on MTV again with Jersey Shore, maybe. They were filming on Sunday, so I was with Situation and Snooki, and Angelina was there, Vinny was there. But yeah, I gotta go pick up the photo booth, and then I have an appointment with the client at 2:00. So my afternoon is kind of busy now, and then we'll be right back at it tomorrow. Hopefully, I could start the stream live again at 9:00. I think I will be able to, because I think the Spackle guy is gonna come back. Well, tomorrow they might not come back. Tomorrow they might wait for it to dry. But the reason why I started the stream earlier today is because I had to be up at 7 a.m. Yeah, they still make that show. I didn't know. I've never watched it. I was on like 2 episodes, like in the background. They're not filming us, but like you would be in the background. And then what's it called? And then I'll get text message from people that watch it. They go, was that you? Can I answer your question? Let's see. What was your question? If I haven't gotten any payouts, can I deduct my expenses from evals? Only if you have some kind of business. How are you going to deduct it if you don't have a business to deduct it from? Yeah, if you got, let's say, if you got like $5,000 in affiliates over a course of a year, and you spent $20,000 on fees, then yeah, you could deduct the you could deduct the, you're not going to pay any taxes on the affiliates. Yeah. Because you could deduct the fees from the affiliates technically, because it's the same company, right? They don't know if you got the payout, like they don't know, like the 1099 is going to be together, and the bank statements, there's no difference between affiliate statement and a payout statement. It's all together. Not together, but it's like the same. But if you have W-2 income, then you can't deduct it. But once you start making money, then you could deduct it. In Canada, it's an investment loss that can be carried forward. Yeah, I mean, in US too, but Peter, remember, investment is capital gains. At least if what I'm thinking of, what you're saying is, in the US, you could deduct $3,000 from your regular income, I believe, for capital gain losses. And then you carry it forward. But this is different. This is not trading. This is not capital gains. This is not investment. This is nothing. This is a regular business, 1099 subcontract business. Andrew Tate, yes, you can. You don't even have to use the same Wise account. You spent $50,000 to learn how to trade, right? You spend $50,000 to get to where you are. That is a business expense. If you own a restaurant and you're selling pork chops, right? You spend $20,000 on pork chops and they're not selling. And then you switch over to chicken cutlets. And now you're making a killing. You could still deduct the pork chops as a loss. Okay? It just didn't work, right? It was a bad choice of of a meal. People weren't buying it. So all the meat you bought just didn't work. The restaurant was not profitable with pork chops. As soon as we switched over to chicken cutlets, you're good. Different years can be combined. That's something that you have to ask your accountant. I would disagree with that, but I don't know. I would have to talk to an accountant about that. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. It's already 10 minutes after I was supposed to stop streaming. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow's a better day. I got to see what I'm going to be at with Apex. Maybe I'll buy Tradeify accounts and tomorrow we'll trade Tradeify just to skip the eval stage and be able to just do our thing with the risk and then just trade small on Apex. Gotta pass some evals as well. I don't know. Just tough. But I'll see everyone tomorrow. All right. Again, today was a tough day, but it was just proving my point that sometimes tight stops just don't work better than using wide stops. But just got to manage my risk better. Maybe use smaller size. Maybe stick to 1 mini instead of micros, 15 micros. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. I got to go do some things, and then I got a meeting with a client at 2 o'clock. So unfortunately, I am pressed against time, and I'm done trading anyway. After my my 9:45 breakout, I am done trading for the week. Okay, so all week I'm gonna be trading just the 9:45 breakout. So make sure you guys tune in early, and then we're just gonna have a discussion for a couple hours, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Because got to make sure I get a lot of things done before I leave for my trip. I'll read the email and I'll respond to you. All right, guys. If they put you to live, is that 1099 income? I believe so. That's something you would have to see, but I'm pretty sure it is because you're trading on the prop firm's account. It's not your own account. Do I have a code for Apex or for... Yeah, for Tradeify, yeah, I do. It's Alpine. Bullnox, it's Alpine 90. Yeah, Bullnox is 90% off right now, so might be the choice currently. What's my opinion on fast track right now? Taking too long for payouts, and there's a lot of rule changes. So until everything settles down, it's hard to say. Too much going on with them on a daily basis. What I say today is not gonna matter because at 5 p.m. today they're gonna have some announcements for new rules, right? So it's like, might as well wait, let the dust settle, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, thank you so much. Hit the likes on your way out, and I'll see everyone tomorrow. Staying positive mindset. That's one thing that we got to do. Later, guys.